Welcome back to another video. It is tight ends and kickers in this one. I have the top 15 options for both to try and get you guys the information you need to make the best decision so we can go get some dubs this weekend. As always, drop your start sit questions down below. You're thinking about trades, dynasty, whatever. I cover it all, and I want to be able to help you out. I get back very quickly, and I answer every single question and comment that I receive. While you're at it, why don't you go ahead and crush that like button for me? That helps me out a ton. And then a subscription on the channel would also be very appreciated. I'm getting close to my first 500 subscribers. Would love for you to join us in this journey. And with that out of the way, let's get into tight ends. Fresh off a monster 4-touchdown performance last week, Travis Kelce sits alone at number 1. You would think that Vegas would try to cover the guy that was dominating you for the entire game, but I think Andy Reid's scheming definitely had something to do with that. Next up is Mark Andrews. He returned from a brutal week to post his third double-digit target game over his last 4, and his upside is only going to grow if Rashad Bateman cannot play. At the top of tier number 2 is Zach Ertz. He gets Seattle on the road. He continues to see a massive target share in this offense, and I think he is more immune than Hollywood is once Nuke returns next week. Murray looks for him whenever he's in trouble, and also when he is not. To 4, it is Dallas Goedert. He saw a season-high 9 targets, and he turned it into his first top 5 performance of the season. Goedert has been incredibly consistent, and he should be in for another big day against the Cowboys. Next up is Tyler Higbee. He's at the top of tier 3. He is the wide receiver 2 and the tight end 1 in this LA Rams offense, all rolled into one. He's seen 24 targets over the last 2 games, and he is due for a score. But that would also mean that the Rams offense has to actually show up. I do think they do that against Carolina. At 6, I have David Njoku against the Patriots. He now enters must-start territory, and he might stay here for a while. He's averaged over 83 yards per in his last 3. Next up is George Kittle against Atlanta. I am expecting a breakout game from George Kittle in this one. He finally was able to get the wheels spinning a little bit last week, and the Falcons allow the 4th most points per game to the position. At the top of tier 4 is Evan Ingram, and after going MIA for 2 weeks, Ingram returned in a massive way. He had 10 targets, caught 6 of them for 69 yards against Houston. The Colts allow over 13 points a game to tight ends, so I am in. To number 9, and it is Gerald Everett. He gets Denver. I like him a lot more this week if Keenan Allen can't go, because then he becomes that safety blanket underneath. But either way, it is hard to find reliable starters, and I am good with him here even in a tough matchup. Next up, rounding out my top 10 is Hayden Hurst. The Saints have been able to bottle up the position all season long. They allow just 5 points a game to tight ends, but with back-to-back top 10 finishes for Hurst, I think he makes it 3 straight. To the top of tier number 5, it is last week's exploding volcano himself, Taysom Hill. We're likely not ever going to see the game that he had last week ever again. And that's okay, because he at least showcased to us that he has elite upside, and at the tight end position, you cannot ask for anything more than that. The last tight end 1 I have is Irv Smith. He's been absent from my rankings for a couple of weeks. Minnesota has the potential to put up a ton of points against Miami, and Irv has 32 yards or more and 5+ targets in 3 out of his last 4 games. On to 13, and it is Robert Tonyan against the Jets. It's a decent matchup here with New York. Tonyan also saw his targets double last week, so you love to see the volume increase. I think the Packers are going to bounce back after a tough loss, and Tonyan is one of those who can benefit. Tumbling down to 14, I have Tyler Conklin. He's seen his targets fall over each of the last 3 weeks, and he bottomed out at just a single look last week while putting up a goose egg for owners. If he is forgotten once again in this offense, then that connection with Zach Wilson is obviously not present, and you might have to start looking elsewhere. The last tight end I'm covering is Pat Freiermuth. Friar Tuck, as only I call him, is still working through those concussion protocols, so he may not even be able to go this week, but for now I'm going to keep him in my rankings. Make sure you check back in on Saturday. I have updated ranking shorts available. Check them out to see if he is good to go. If you are enjoying the content so far, do not forget to hit that like button for me, and let's now hop in to defenses. At the top of tier 1, who else could it be? It's the San Francisco 49ers. No one is able to move the ball on this defense right now. They are playing on another level. They've racked up 3 top 5 finishes over the last 4 games, and it also does not help that Atlanta's playmakers have gotten lost completely. To number 2, it is the Los Angeles Rams against Carolina and PJ Walker. Don't love his chances in that one. The Green Bay Packers are my third-rate defense. They get the Jets. On to 4, and it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Pittsburgh. I do have hope for the Steelers that this offense can turn it around, but it is not going to be this week, and it is not going to be against this defense. The growing pains are going to continue for Kenny Pickett and company. To the top of tier 2, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Colts, and next up is the Baltimore Ravens against the New York Giants. The Philly and the Dallas defense are next at 7 and 8. I think either defense here is going to be a decent play. Both of these teams, especially the defensive side of the ball, have been playing excellent football, and it feels like a classic smash mouth NFC East battle. My Minnesota Vikings headline tier number 3. Right now it is looking like Skylar Thompson is going to be the signal caller for Miami. The Vikings should be able to take advantage of that, and with Tyreek Hill banked up, it just gives them an added boost. To 10, it is the Cleveland Browns, and I have the Cincinnati Bengals next at 11. They travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints. At number 12 are the New England Patriots against Cleveland. I think this one is also going to be a low-scoring affair, but props to both of these quarterbacks who have been able to step up and keep their respective teams afloat. To tier 4, I have the Los Angeles Chargers against Denver, and then the Indianapolis Colts in a matchup with Jacksonville. The last defense that I feel is a startable one in week number 6 are the Chicago Bears on Thursday night against Washington. Honestly, it could go either way for this Thursday night snoozer. I'm not exactly sure how it is going to roll one way or the other, but I think that Chicago has the better defense overall, and they should be able to control the line of scrimmage, so I'm going to roll with them, but I don't feel great about it. And that is everything for the video today. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Hope you learned something and were able to pull information that is going to help you make better decisions to dominate and go get a dub this weekend. Drop any questions you have down below, crush the like button, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is Relentless Press. I am your host, Abraham Opatz, and I'll see you next time.